Everyone here is Aaron Trades. Has been trading for many years. We're going to ask him many questions. How did you end up being a travel trader? Right now, a bit settling down, but how your journey went through, your best advices. I have a few questions as well from my community. Start with the first one. Just present yourself. For my people, uh, who
Absolutely.
you are and how you got here.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'll try and keep it giving more value to you guys. But my name is Aaron Luce, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for 7 years, which is absolutely flown by. So I'm getting close to 30. And I started when I was about 22, 23, towards the end of my university degree, which I knew that, like, to me, university was just an opportunity for me to gain time to figure out what I wanted to do in life. I know me going to uni wasn't because I wanted to go get a corporate job and go down that road. It was more so gave me enough time to figure out, like, cool, I've got more time. What do I actually want to do with my life? And it's only towards the end of my uni degree when I came across trading. And I say came across trading, I came across people popping bottles of champagne in the club and saying they're making millions from their phone. So I didn't come across, the proper trading way. I came across kind of the get rich quick scheme way, fell down that trap for, like, don't know, man, at least a year, just going from signal groups to buying lots of different courses and trying loads of different things, failing at trading for like at least 2 years, to then leaving university, quitting my job at the time, and then taking the leap into travel and trading. And next thing you know, yeah, 7 years down the line, here we are.
Yeah, I think like you really just say right now is the fact is how many people get in the trading is many times with the idea of getting money, getting rich as
Yep,
fast as possible. That is I think that's probably one of the
absolutely.
bad concepts about trading, right? It's because in your case you started with that mindset, but then as well traveling was one of your pushing factor, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I always wanted to travel, and a lot of my friends, like when I was 18, they all kind of left school and went backpacking. But for me, I didn't want to go backpacking and just be like scrape and buy, and then, after 2 years have to end my travels and go back to doing what I was doing anyway. I couldn't really come to terms with the fact that I'm going to kind of waste 2 years doing nothing. And although, don't get me wrong, it'd be an incredible experience, but I was like, I want to have that experience whilst being able to earn on the road as well. So I was like, if I can delay my travels whilst all my friends are kind of going and do it and then coming back to doing, by the time they're coming back, they're going back to normal jobs. That's when I'm kind of taking the leap. Okay, cool. I've got trading a little bit more consistent and I can sustain myself and do this for as long as I can, because that's all I wanted to do. Just travel, see the world, and be able to make money at the same time is an absolute dream.
Yeah, yeah, and about that, because you say you wanted to travel as at the same time gain a skill that you're gonna stay there for all your life. Did you
Yep.
start trading and then start away traveling, or it was the moment you start trading and the moment you left your job? Was it like a short time, or what? It took you?
Um, no, so I was in my last year of university. That's when I started, like, trying to learn trading more. And then as my uni was finishing, I was nowhere near ready to kind of take the leap into trading, like nowhere near. So then I went to work a full-time job in Manchester in the UK, and then I did that for like 6 to 7 plus months. And, on my way to work, I'd be listening to trading podcasts. I'd take my laptop to work and be, firing up the charts at my lunch. On my way home, I'd be listening to trading podcasts. So it took me a long time to do that. And then I kind of got to a point with that job where I was like, I absolutely hate this. So one day I just walked out, I just quit. I was like, I'm done. And then I went back home to live with my parents. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to focus on this even more. And then I guess you can kind of say it was like fortunate that that's when COVID happened. So everything shut down anyway. So I was like, this sucks because I'm ready to go travel. But at the same time, it's like, this is going to give me more time to actually focus on this more. Um, and then as soon as kind of COVID eased off, that's when I was like, okay, cool. I've got my fund accounts. I've proven I can do it. I'm now ready to actually take the leap. But no, it wasn't like I quit university, went straight to trade. I was like, no, I worked full time, like 8 till 5 p.m. and we're just grinding on trading in the evening, on my way to work, on my lunches, like absolutely constantly.
Yeah, I think that's many mistakes. Many people do the same mistakes, and I've done that mistake to be honest. I was like, I'm gonna start trading and be a full time trader without even having the base of being a good enough trader to make some money monthly, right?
Yep.
And I think that was a big pressure for me that I was not making money because I didn't have an income that was keeping me alive on my normal
Yep.
life of expense. So
Mm.
thinking about that for me was like a big change when I start working again after I left my
Mm.
job. And I was like, I start to become profitable without even kind of noticing that in my
Yeah.
mental side,
Yeah. Yep.
it just helped.
Less pressure, less pressure on yourself to like have to make money. If you trade from a perspective of I have to make money, it's possibly the worst place that you could trade from. That's when it
Yes.
gets the hardest.
Yes, that was for me. I just needed to make money, and I was like making mistakes every day.
Yeah.
My red
Yep.
my red trades were just heavier. My green
Yeah.
trades were not enough.
Yep. Yep.
It
Always the
was
way.
it was always like that. But so one question I have here is like I think everyone as in the trader's career they have that moment of like now it clicked. Was
Mhm.
it for you? What was it for you, and how did you get there?
There was definitely like an aha moment in trading, but I think a lot of people think, you're just gonna wake up one day and it's just gonna happen. It's like not really the case. I kind of had the aha moment because I was just literally like dedicated my absolute life to trading. Like every waking moment, all I could think about was trading. Every weekend, I'd be doing back testing. And, I'd be doing a lot of things where it's like, I used to use a lot of Fibonacci, and I was like, that didn't really make much sense to me. But then the more I started to use that, it's like over time, I'm just kind of seeing it more, having the chart time, seeing certain price actions and different patterns happen on charts. I then got to a point, it's like, okay, cool. I'm starting to see these more in my I'm starting to get that sort of intuition, I guess you could call it. Because you do get to a point where it's like, I could take a trade and someone would be like, why did you take that? Didn't you need this? It's like you kind of just get an intuition where I was like, I've seen this happen that many times. Okay, cool. This just makes sense to me. So I'm just gonna trigger. But it's like I feel like everyone, and I'm sure you probably had it as well, gets that aha moment. But like I say, it's not just one day I come on the charts like, oh, everything's so clear. It's like years of hard
No.
work to now it's like kind of making more sense.
Yeah, no, for me, I got it last year, but it was not like you said, the day after, I was like, now I understood trading.
Yep.
It was a months of repetition and discipline. I was like, oh,
Yep.
now I understood by just executing and be disciplined. It's
Yep.
what the only things I have to do. It's like a statistic mindset came out to me finally
Yeah.
in my head that I was like not anymore taking traits of passion and love as well,
Yeah.
but as well a
Yep. Yeah.
statistic mindset on accepting losses. And speaking
100%.
about accepting losses, I have a question here from one of the guys. I'm gonna read it to you. What do you do after red trading day? How do you manage to leave that negative trade behind you and start the day next fresh?
I mean, we kind of have to accept that, like, you're in the business of losing. Like, you're going to. It doesn't matter what level you get to in your trading career. I've been trading for 7 years now, and I still have losses, and sometimes I even still make stupid mistakes, which I still shouldn't be making. But as long as you accept that you are going to have losses, losses are absolutely part of the game, and that's what I kind of said recently. It's like a lot of people, especially when day trading, will be so harsh on themselves, like on a day to day or trade by trade basis. But as a trader, we're not paid by how I perform today. I'm paid on how I perform over the next month, over the next quarter, over the next year, maybe. So, like, a trade that I might take today isn't going to decide whether I'm a profitable trader or not. So, you just kind of have to accept that a loss is a loss. But say if because there's a difference between having good losses and having bad losses. If I have a good loss where I followed every single one of my rules, I walk out here and I go, that's cool,
Yeah,
great.
it's a great day.
Yeah, that was a good day. That was a good day. But if I do something stupid, which again, whatever level you get to, you will still make their mistakes. And I kind of break my rules. I get a bit too eager. Maybe I oversize a little bit. The way that I handle them days is just kind of, taking the rest of the session off, or anytime I feel like I'm getting emotional, which is completely normal, just go for a walk, take a step back on the charts, and always remember, it's like if gold rips 200 plus ticks today, okay, cool, I'm still going to get my move tomorrow, but I want to make sure I'm actually have capital to be in the game to actually trade tomorrow. So if ever I feel like I'm getting emotional, take a step back, close the charts, go for a walk, go walk my dog, drink coffee, anything besides being here on the charts, and just come back tomorrow and reflect on it and just move on. It's just a
Y-
trade.
Yeah, that's because as well I repeat to the people that I trade with is always that in one trade you're not gonna be rich, but in one trade you're gonna blow up. You can blow up your account.
Yep.
As like
Yep. Absolutely.
there is a risk reward there that it's a huge difference, and many people don't understand that the market is not gonna act the same every day, and even if you have the best strategy in the world, you're gonna have red days no matter what. And that's one
Yep.
factor of that we're gonna connect right now, is because you know I've been following you for many years, right? And I know you show everything. You show your live trades every day, Asian session, London session. You have your win rate, your trading strategy, always consistent, always the same style. But many people, when approach, like you said, we get to this world of fake gurus of trading, of people screaming big amounts.
Yep.
Can you advise, like, to someone how to filter these people? Because the first day, when they start approaching the trading, the first things they see
Mm.
is these big numbers, 100 to 10,000 in 5 days, right? Insanity.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in the beginning we all get into trading for money. Like let's be honest, we're all in trading to make money. But once you kind of get, I kind of got to a point where it's like I was losing so much in the beginning because I was just focused on the money, and then I kind of got to a point where it's like I know that if I can become the best trader I can be, it's not a question of if I get good at this, I might make money. It's like, no, if I get good at this career, I'm going to make money. Therefore, let me just focus on the process and actually becoming a good trader. So for me now, it's like I'd rather share on stream that like I called buys from here to here and it was this many ticks than saying I made $5,000. Like, who cares? You want to get good at like calling good market moves. So if you have the people who are, flexing the money, the lifestyle, it's like it's probably trying to sell you the dream. It's like I would rather look at someone who is sharing their trades and let their trades doing the talking as opposed to saying, look, I made this much money, although I'm sure it, would get more clicks and more attraction to their courses, communities, whatever. Follow the people who are actually showing up every day, trading live like you and me, and talking through their position. Because not many people can put their neck on the line every single day, come on YouTube for free and trade live, and people don't actually realize that pressure. And when I first started, streaming wasn't really a thing. And if I had someone to tune into every single day and watch them trade live, watch them call market moves, watch them have losses, watch them have real emotions, I would be way further ahead than where I am now. So try and surround yourself with them people as opposed to the people who are renting Lamborghinis and trying to sell you that lifestyle.
Yes, I was literally speaking about this today during my live, that how you are a trader is which people you have around you, right? If
Mhm.
you have only around people that are just fake ones, screaming things, you're gonna as well be a fake
Yep.
one and scream one as well in a time, right? If
Yep.
around you good traders, you're gonna be a good trader as well, just because you are in the middle of this kind of people that follow
Absolutely.
execution, trading style, and everything. So
Yep.
I totally
100%.
understand and totally get your point on that one. It's how unfortunately it's easier today to have information. Everything is in YouTube,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I, mostly for right now, to be honest, what I will pay is for community people. If you
Yep.
have a good
Yep.
community, good people, I will pay for that, right? Like for
Yep.
example, your
Yep.
community, you have there, you teach well, you follow people, you follow them monthly, I see as well, yeah, on your offer. So having this kind of mentorship, it's going to be like the things that is going to change you, because one things I've
Yeah.
missed was mentorship at the beginning of the years, like you said. If I had
Yep.
someone like you from the start, I think I would have most probably been profitable a long
Yep.
time ago.
Yeah. It same as me. Like I spent like thousands buying courses. And it's not to say the courses didn't work, but it's like you kind of buy this course and you're kind of left to fend on your own. It's like, no, I'm the type of person that needs a little bit more help. Like I want to be able to ask questions. I want to be able to share ideas. And buying a course is all well and good. Then, when you're buying it, you just get left to fend your own. It's like that's not what's going to make you profitable. It's like you say, surround yourself with the right people, community, and like even you building your live stream community on YouTube, place where people can tune in and see the same faces and share ideas every day. That's what's really going to help people.
Back on the trading world, on psychology and strategy, which one
Mm.
is the between the two factors, the strategy or the mindset, is gonna be is has a little bit more relevance for you? Because for me, like I tell you, I had a period where I said one was better, and then a few months after I said, oh no, I misunderstood, this one was better. Just
Yeah.
I just want
Yeah.
to hear your opinion on that.
Um, I am more so on the psychology fence. Like I think the psychology, the mindset, the way you think you're the way you think when you're in a trade is like what's really going to separate you. But with that being said, you do still have to have a technical edge. But you know, getting a technical edge is a lot simpler than it is to get a good psychology for the markets. Like getting a good strategy shouldn't take years. Like for me, over the past 7 years, like how have I changed over the 7 years? If anything, my technicals have got simpler because I can focus more on just naked charts, pure price action, and just focus on executing well. And if you go back and look at most charts, like if you look at gold or Nasdaq, you could most of the time draw very, very, very basic support and resistance and see how well it plays out. So it's like, okay, cool. If I can look on the chart and I can see just basic support and resistance is giving fantastic opportunities here, it's like, okay, cool. Well, then I know the technicals can not easy, but the technicals can be easier. And once I can keep the technicals easier, I can focus on psychology. So they go hand in hand. But as you progress, that's why I think like a lot of people go down the kind of rabbit hole for too long because they're just trying to learn more technicals, more secret indicators, like all this bullshit that just doesn't exist. Whereas like if you accept that it's like, okay, cool, I keep my technicals simple, focus on good execution, good psychology, risk management, everything else will kind of work together. But yeah, I'm a strong believer that trading is probably like 70% psychology, 30% technicals.
Yeah, because when I think about that, something that I, like you said, I said as well to the people is that changing a strategy doesn't take much. Changing the
Yep.
mindset of having the habit, the discipline, the execution, the
Yep.
statistic approach, the accepting losses takes a long time more.
100%, man. Yeah, and you could like, I could give a brand new trader my whole entire trading plan. Are they going to be able to execute it well, manage their emotions when they're in a losing trade? Of course not. So it's like, okay, cool. Then if we understand that, like in the beginning, it's like all I wanted to do was find the perfect trading plan, like the perfect trading plan that never loses, always wins. Like it just doesn't exist. In order for you to become a good trader, not a perfect trader, it doesn't exist. A good trader, you need to focus on becoming a better person, better psychology. How do you like Tom Hogard, who has the book Best Losers Wins, fantastic. It's all about how do you actually think when you're in a trade, and he just trades a naked chart, and it's pretty much similar to how I trade now. I could sit here and trade a naked chart, pure price action, and that's because I'm more so, focused on executing well, not hesitating, and not getting super emotional when I'm in the losses, and having good winners. And pretty much that's it. But in the beginning, you definitely need to spend, like, I'm not saying to like just ignore technicals. You need to still have a good technical edge. But once you have it, don't go down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out every single person's strategy because then you just confuse yourself and you know too much. And then knowing too much in trading is completely detrimental. And then you just hesitate and then you go down that whole rabbit hole. So technical is simple, good execution and good psychology.
And speaking about that psychology and strategy things that you say they go along, I've done the mistakes of like jumping from futures to options to stocks because every time I was thinking they were the problem, not me. So
Yep.
I have a question about it. How do you believe there is a concept of each one has the personality and match a type of strategy compared to others, like or a style, like swing or day trading or scalping, or you think it's everyone can do anything? It's just a matter of mindset, like you said, that if you just build that part, then any strategy will work out.
No, and that's kind of why trading takes so long because it's kind of trying to figure out what works for you. I think everyone has a certain characteristics and certain personality traits that fit certain styles. Like some people may be, extremely patient, therefore they're probably better at swing trading. Some people might have the personality where they're kind of, need to get something done fast. Like I want to get on with this right away. Okay, cool. Therefore, you might be better at day trading. So I definitely think, and that's why there's not one, and that's why trading is so unique, right? Because there's not one specific way on how everyone should trade. It's all about what makes the most sense for you. So it's like, yeah, spend some time swing trading. If that's a bit too slow and a bit too boring for you, okay, cool. Maybe slowly work your way down. Start on the higher time frame for everyone. Start trading the higher time frame. Don't open. In my first few years, I started trying to scalp the 1 minute. It was the worst thing I could have done. I wasted so much time trying to scalp. If I started on the higher time frame and then slowly worked my way down to find my kind of sweet spot, I would have been in a better position than trying to scalp the 1 minute. I mean, now I love day trading, but in the beginning, it made more sense to me to focus on swing trading. I have more time to make good decisions. I have more time to think about if I should cut this trade or if I should hold this trade. And then eventually you get that confidence and you kind of work your way down. And then you might even start trading the 5 minute and be like, oh, this is a bit too fast, man. I don't really like it. So cool. Let me focus on the hourly, for example. It's all about absolutely finding, yeah, what works for your personality. Now, I don't think there's one exact way to trade. It's, yeah, find out what works for you and run with that.
Yeah, that's totally makes sense because for me, I started with the 1 minute chart and I was going crazy. I still use the 1 minute chart, but I don't use it anymore as a analysis factor.
Yep.
I do trade on it. I'm using, for example, one strategy is a 15 minutes break. It's around the 15 minutes, but I take I take it on 1 minute chart. But it does not change anything, to be honest. Yeah, if it's a 50, it's just more visually things. But so
Yep.
thinking about the acceleration of how you, if you could now, for example, give an advice to yourself or like when you started trading, what would be like that advice to be that like will just grant you to the success? Maybe faster, maybe the same speed. Which one would be?
Um, Focus, obviously, like I said, I would like becoming a good trader. Focus on the process. Stop being so glued to the money. And like I say, you become a good trader, the money will follow. But in the beginning, if I had accepted in the first like 1 to 2 years that I'm not going to make any money. Like I'm probably not. Maybe towards the end of year two or year one, I might start to make some money. But if I can just accept, that these first year to 2 years are going to be purely of learning, then I can focus on becoming a much better trader. Therefore, I may actually do it quicker. Um, and also, one thing that I would do so often in the beginning, which held me back for so long, is being so focused on predicting the markets, like saying, come on the charts, you're like, nah, gold is going to go up. I know gold's going to go up. I'm just going to buy it. And then gold ends up going down. I end up taking losses. I come on the charts now and I'm extremely neutral. If gold goes up today, cool, I'll buy it. If gold goes down today, cool, I'll sell it. I don't really care. I come onto the charts like I'm extremely neutral. I don't care where price is going to go. I have my analysis of where I think price may go. And if it follows my analysis, cool, then I'll react on that. But I don't come on the charts being like, no, gold is going to do this and I'm going to go long. Like sometimes I'll come on the charts and I'll be like, okay, cool, guys. If gold gets below here, I'm going to try and go shorts. And someone in the comments will be like, no, gold's going up. I'm like, well, how the fuck do you know that? You don't know that. We don't know that. But who cares? Like, our job isn't about being right and trying to predict the market. So become more of a reactor than a predictor. If gold's breaking highs, but I want to go short, am I going to miss out on an opportunity trying to go long just because I'm so glued to shorts? Previously, yes. Not anymore, no. So less predicting the markets, purely come on the charts, neutral mindset, react to wherever markets are going. I want to react to it. If we're pushing up, I'm not going to call the tops. I'm going to react, get in the flow of the markets, and simply follow that.
Something, this mix of reaction and prediction, I got it from you because I remember you speak about this a lot, and I
Yep.
remember I get that one because the predictions, like in the end, the prediction side put you the mindset and sorry the bias in your head,
Yep.
and the reaction does not put you any bias. It's like even if you're gonna take the long because it's going higher, you'll
Yep.
accept easier your loss if it
Yeah.
goes against you instead of being
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna higher, it has to stay higher, right?
Yeah. 100%. You come on the chart, you're like, okay, nah, gold's going up today. Gold goes down, then you get super emotional. Um, and one thing before I forget is previously in the beginning, I would say if I had a resistance level up here and price is all the way down here, and I'm like, okay, cool. When price gets all the way up here, which is like 100 ticks away, I'm going to try and go short. Now I come on the charts, I'm like, cool. If price needs to go up here, which is 100 plus ticks away before potentially going short, well, I want to expose myself to the fact that anything in the markets can happen. And previously, I would literally be in communities where they focus a lot about forecasting, which is a complete waste of time. I would forecast for price to get up here and then I would try and jump in short. I would wait literally a couple of days for price to get up there, which it would. And then I would try and short and then it wouldn't work. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Not only have I just lost money, I've also wasted days on end. So now I come onto chart. I'm like, okay, cool. If I think price can go all the way up here and the charts are giving me a indication to think that to show me what I'm thinking is correct, well, then I'll expose myself to the fact that anything can happen by buying up into that and exposing myself to as much as I can. So don't just people sit on their hands for like I say people me. I sit on my hands for days waiting for price to maybe get to a trend line and then try and short and it wouldn't work. If I think price is going to come up to a trend line, cool, buy up into it. And then whatever happens up there, if I get the reason to go short, cool, I'll short it. If I don't, cool, who cares? I've got longs. Who gives a shit? I'm open to anything.
But I have a question connected to that fact that you're gonna take trades direction to the fact that you're thinking it might short or it might reject at this level. So you're trying to
Yep.
play to get as well exposure on that side. And that's one again from your side. I remember I got this. But how do you then overcome the overtrading side? You know, many people can come and say, yes, okay, I will try to get as well this exposure, but then a beginner they will might start overtrading.
Uh, yeah, so I still like I'll still maybe stick to like 1 to 2 trades a day. Um, but it's like, say if I and it's kind of how I like to do my lower time frame now. Like when I first started, when I went from swing trading to day trading, I open my charts, go straight to the 5 minute, and try and pick direction off the 5 minute. It doesn't work. So what I'll do is I'll have my 4 hour chart or my hourly chart, and I'll be like, okay, cool. On the hourly, I think we're finding some support, and I think we can maybe come to this level before going down. Okay, cool. So now when I go down to my lower time frame, let me look for long opportunities up into that. And if I get the buys up into that, well, when price gets up there, that can just be my trade, and I can be like, okay, cool, I'm done for the day. Whatever happens around here, I don't care. If I want to maybe take another trade and take the short, fine. But to be honest, for the most part now, I tried to identify these levels where I can trade into, and that can just be my trade. I don't have to trade out of it. So
Mm.
still kind of sticking to, you know, like 1 to 2 trades a day max, and not, trying to jump in longs and then shorts and then just get chopped up. It's like if I have my higher time frame bias, when I drop down to lower time frame, I'm looking for the longs up into that level. Once price gets up into there, that's probably me just done for the day. If I get the reason to maybe go short, take it if I want to, maybe at reduced risk some of the profits that I've just made on the buys up, maybe hedge it back down. Otherwise, if I want to lock myself out for the day, I've had a good day, I can just take that and be happy.
Understood on that side. So you have like a concept of number of trades, more than that, and accept that with the correct risk management to avoid any
Yep,
possible extra exposure from the market. Thinking about that, now we're gonna then almost end up, so to don't take you more time. Thinking about
that's all good, man.
about that, you trade two main part of the day is one is the Asian, one is the London. Do you trade as
Yep.
well the New York one? I don't think so, right?
Not really, not anymore now. Just Asia and London now.
How do you find yourself of trading Asian and London compared to the New York one? Because I guess this came from traveling as a better time frame, or this came from other reason being more reliable for you.
Kind of just came from when I moved to this side of the world. I think like for me, New York starts at like 11 p.m. to like midnight. It's like I when I first moved here, I tried to stay up till midnight to like 2 3 a.m. It's like I just can't make good emotional decisions at that time of night. Like I just realistically can't. So I'd now prefer to trade. And that's why now I just focus on just gold, because I've seen the data and I've seen gold moves fantastically in Asia and London, and that's kind of again why that I've now gone down to day trading. Because if I was trying to swing trade, I almost have to be active in the New York session. But for gold, if I'm going for like 20 to 30 to 40 ticks a day, gold does that in the Asian session and the London session every single day. So if I can just catch, 2 to 3 good trades of them a week in either or of them sessions, like that's fantastic. Obviously, New York, Asia might move 100 ticks, New York might move 300. But if I can just get my small piece of the pie in Asia and London, that it does still give good opportunities, more than enough. Like, people always like New York could have ripped 1,000 pips, and a lot of people will see that and be like, damn it, like I missed that. It's like, well, even if you're watching it realistically, you wouldn't have even caught that, so don't kid yourself. So now it's like
That's
I just come onto charts, like if I get my piece of the pie today, like I'm happy with that. I'm not trying to buy at the lows and sell at the peak of the highs. I'm just trying to get my piece of the pie and be out.
Yeah, that's one a really good point, because many people get the fact of if I had to catch up these 200 points on NQ, if, amazing, we're richer as well right now with all the if you just said. But
Yeah.
one guy of my groups, because I told them who you are and what do you trade, they told me exactly what you say right now. you're trading gold. How did you?
Yep.
You said because right now we have experience on in gold. So do you? Because now I think you are almost honestly replied to it, but I will just give you 30 seconds more on it because they say
Nah.
why you're trading gold that if it's that liquidity enough, I mean it seems so, and
Yep.
instead of like trading like 99% or like I do Nasdaq that
Mhm.
is volatile, more volatile, I guess.
Well, I came from a currency background, foreign exchange background, and I always, I used to swing trade loads of different instruments, and I always swing traded gold as well. And I think if I was to look back at some of my best trades, they were always on gold. Um, and then when I started day trading, I started to trade the currency pairs like the yen, the euro, all of them, which had okay success with. But I just always found gold was just so much more repeatable. Like it just always followed the same things. Whether that's because I just got good at recognizing it, I studied it for so long, maybe. But I just kind of found it's like I've tried to trade Nasdaq and I've tried to trade the S&P because when I moved to futures, you go type in futures on YouTube. It's like, well, you have to trade ES or NQ. It's like, well, okay, I
Yeah,
tried that and it just didn't really work as well for me. I had good success, but then like the losing days were really bad losing days. Whereas I was like, okay, cool. Well, I can actually still trade gold futures as well. So I was like, rather than me trying to reinvent the wheel, I have something that works here on gold. Let me bring that across the futures, trade it the exact same way, and that's why I love gold so much. It's just super consistent, follows very simple price action, and just moves very well in every session. If I was, trading, if I was able to trade New York, would I spend more time studying NQ? Absolutely, but I don't, and I don't need to. So gold is kind of my baby that I've got good at, and I just like to stick with that.
yeah. There's someone I remember say this analogy was like if you know you are in a big lake and you know that in
Yep,
that corner you go and every day you throw and you take a fish, why you're gone and risk time, risk losing maybe your little fish that you're using to grab more. In other part
yep,
of the lake that you don't know, when you know that in that part, if you just do and repeat, you're gonna always
yep.
grab the fish every day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I like that.
But yeah, it is a strange analogy, but it worked very well. I'm gonna almost end up. Yeah, we're gonna end up here. Where I had a really beautiful 30 minutes.
It's
I
all
would
good, man.
say
Don't rush.
if you have, yeah, yeah, it was quite a quick 30 minutes here. I'm gonna ask you one last question, simple question. What would be your last ultimate point on trading that someone is struggling right now? He's been trading for 1 2 years. Is
Yep,
not and is keep repeating the or maybe is keep repeating the mistakes and it's not able to give that moment because there is that difference of people that succeed because they manage to get to that point, but all these people
mhm.
that are keep struggling, what is the difference? What is the things that are missing and you think that boom these things can might help them?
It's it'll be different for someone who's just started trading and someone who's been trading for a couple of years. Someone who's been trading for like, let's say someone who's been trading for like 2 years and they're still not getting it. Understand you probably don't need to know more technicals. And I promise you there is no secret indicator out there or some sort of secret strategy. It's so easy to in the beginning when you're losing and trying to find your feet, which is completely normal, that you have a losing day, you go on social media and you see this guy using this tool, and I start to go to say, oh shit, do I like is that something? Am I missing something? 90% of the time, and myself included, I didn't need to know more technicals. Like there's so many, I won't say who it is. There's so many like programs and mentorships out there. It's like people study 2022 mentorship, 2023 mentorship, and like study, 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 study. It's like you've probably done enough fucking studying. Just trade. Like you don't need to know any more technicals. The technicals are the technicals should be the easier part of trading, like I say. So keep the technicals simple. Understand I probably don't need to know more. I probably know enough. If I know more, it's more to think about. It's more reasons to hesitate. It's more reason to blow up. So understand less is more in trading. Focus on good psychology, good execution, manage your risk, and just trade. The markets are just always neutral. Don't get emotional. Just trade the charts. Come onto the charts. No predicting, simply reacting. Follow price. Take good trades. Take good losses, and be consistent and show up every day. And you'll get it. You just need to find your feet and just stop studying every single day. You've done enough
Yeah,
studying. Great.
Yeah, that's a good point. I lost so much time on that. With all these fake gurus and big concept of every year coming with a new
Yeah.
best technical things you have ever seen. Someone else is coming again in these days with another
Yeah.
concept. I saw the today comments, but
Oh man.
yeah, it's a difficult. It's really a difficult world when there is all these people um, selling the fake way to get there. Unfortunately, the
Yep.
fastest one when it's reality is putting hours. If not, everyone would be successful and
Yep.
everyone would be freaking a freaking trader. And most of these fake gurus, they are more influencers than traders.
Yep.
And the others are more traders and then influencers or
Yep.
YouTubers or creating a community. So different things. So this was the last question, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. So to get you,
Pleasure, man.
how people can join you in your community.
Come tune into the YouTube streams. Aaron Trades on YouTube. Go live every Monday, Wednesday in the London session, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays in the Asian session. So come tune along, say hello. It'd be good to have people tuning in.
And I definitely advise to everyone to do it because I do that. I sometimes don't say hi, but I'm there watching because I'm working
Good man.
and I'm there
Nice.
watching you in background. So definitely a lot of good quality in your YouTube live. I have to say it. I learn a lot just by watching your lives.
Thank
Just
you, man.
really by
Appreciate it.
watching your lives. So
Good.
thank you so much, man, for what you're doing. Remember, I remember that you grow from 1,000 to you. I was following you when you were less than 1,000, even at some
Nice.
100, and then you're like now at 21, 22,000 followers. So you created a great community. So
Thank you,
again,
man. Appreciate it.
thank you so much, my friend.